sales, market approach in real estate. The comparable sales approach, also known as the market approach or sales comparison approach, is one of the most commonly used methods for valuing real estate properties. This approach determines the value of a property by comparing it to similar properties, known as comparables or comps, that have recently sold in the same area. The idea is that a property's value should be similar to the sale prices of properties that are alike in key characteristics. This method is popular for residential properties, though it is also applied in commercial real estate. It's favored by appraisers, real estate agents, and investors because it reflects current market conditions and buyer behavior. Steps in the comparable sales approach. 1. Identify comparable properties. The first step is to find properties that are similar to the subject property. These comparable properties should have sold recently, ideally within the last few months, and should be located near the subject property, typically within the same neighborhood or market. Key criteria for comparable properties. Location. Comparables should be in the same or similar neighborhoods. Proximity to schools, parks, public transportation, and other amenities plays a role. Size. The square footage of the property should be similar. The comparison is usually made on a per square foot basis. Lot size. For residential properties, the lot size should be comparable. Larger lots may carry more value. Age. The age and condition of the property matter. Newer or renovated properties typically have higher values. Number of bedrooms and bathrooms. Properties with the same number of bedrooms and bathrooms are preferable for comparison. Property type. Single-family homes should be compared with single-family homes and multifamily units with similar multifamily units. Recent sales. Comparables should have sold within the past few months, ideally 3 to 6 months. If the market is changing rapidly, using older sales data can lead to inaccurate valuations. 2. Adjust for differences. Even with similar properties, there will be differences in features, condition, or location that affect value. Adjustments need to be made to the sale prices of the comparable properties to reflect how they differ from the subject property. Common adjustments. Locations. If the comparable property is in a more desirable area, e.g., closer to schools or amenities, an adjustment is made to account for this. Properties in better locations may have a higher value. Square footage. If the comparable property is larger or smaller, the value is adjusted based on the price per square foot. Lot size. If the subject property has a larger or smaller lot than the comparable property, an adjustment is made. Condition. If the comparable property has been recently renovated or is in better condition, an adjustment is made to lower its value in comparison. Conversely, if it's in worse condition, an upward adjustment is made. Bedrooms, bathrooms. More bedrooms or bathrooms typically increase value. Adjustments are made to reflect these differences. Age. Older properties may need adjustments due to factors like outdated infrastructure or required repairs, while newer properties may not. Special features. Features like pools, garages, or extra rooms can affect value. For example, if the comparable property has a pool but the subject property doesn't, the value of the comparable may be adjusted downward. 3. Determine the final adjusted value. After adjusting the comparable properties for differences, the adjusted sale prices are averaged to determine the estimated value of the subject property. If one property is considered a better comparable, closer match in size, condition, or location, it may be given more weight in the final valuation. Example of the comparable sales approach. Let's say you're trying to determine the value of a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 1,500 square foot single-family home in a suburban neighborhood. You find 3 recently sold comparable properties. Comparable 1. Sold for $400,000, 1,550 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and similar condition. Comparable 2. Sold for $385,000, 1,450 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, but in a slightly less desirable neighborhood. Comparable 3. Sold for $410,000, 1,600 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and in slightly better condition. Step 1. Identify key differences. Comparable 1 is very close in size and condition to the subject property. No major adjustments may be needed here. Comparable to is smaller and in a less desirable neighborhood, so the sale price may need to be adjusted upward. Comparable 3 is larger and has an additional bedroom, so the sale price may need to be adjusted downward. Step 2. Make adjustments. 1. No adjustment needed. $400,000 remains the base price. Comparable 2. Adjust the sale price upward by $10,000 to account for the smaller size and less desirable neighborhood. The adjusted price is $395,000. Comparable 3. Adjust the sale price downward by $10,000 for the additional bedroom and better condition. The adjusted price is $400,000. Step 3. Final valuation. With the adjusted prices being comparable 1, $400,000, comparable 2, $390,000, comparable 3, $400,000. The estimated value of the subject property would likely be around $398,000, which represents a weighted or average adjusted value. Advantages of the comparable sales approach. 1. Reflects market conditions. The comparable sales approach is directly based on real-world sales data, so it reflects current market conditions, making it very practical for estimating value. 2. Widely used. It is one of the most common methods used by real estate appraisers, agents, and investors, especially for residential properties. 3. Simple and transparent. The process is straightforward and easy to understand. Investors and buyers can clearly see the rationale behind the valuation by looking at comparable properties. 4. Objective. Because it is based on actual sales data, it removes much of the subjectivity involved in estimating property value. Limitations of the comparable sales approach. 1. Availability of comparable data. The quality of the valuation depends on having good comparable data. In markets where there aren't many recent sales or where properties are very unique, finding appropriate comparables can be difficult. 2. Market changes. The approach may not be as accurate in a rapidly changing market. If the market is appreciating or depreciating quickly, using sales from several months ago might not provide an accurate reflection of current value. 3. Adjustments are subjective. While the adjustments made to comparables are necessary, they can introduce subjectivity. Two different appraisers may make different adjustments for features like location or condition, leading to different valuation outcomes. 4. Ignores income potential. This method does not take into account the potential income a property might generate. For income-producing properties, such as rental or commercial properties, investors might prefer methods like the income approach, capitalization rate, or gross rent multiplier (GRM). Number 5. Not suitable for unique properties. The comparable sales approach works best for properties that are similar to many others. It may not be as useful for unique or custom-built properties where there are few true comparables. How the comparable sales approach works with other valuation methods. Often, the comparable sales approach is used alongside other valuation methods to provide a more comprehensive picture of a property's value. Cap rate or income approach. For rental properties or commercial real estate, comparable sales, market approach in real estate. The comparable sales approach, also known as the market approach, sales comparison approach, is one of the most commonly used methods for valuing real estate properties.